Hi guys, welcome to today's practice. Today I wanted to do a practice around interconnection, into being, and the idea of oneness. So as usual, this practice will start at Mindful Neil on Instagram, but if you want to follow the whole practice, which is usually about 10 to 15 minutes long, you'll find the whole thing on YouTube. So just search for Neil Seligman on YouTube or follow the link in the bio. Okay, so if you're ready, we're just going to drop in. And if it's appropriate for you, just allow the eyes to close, but if not, it's fine to keep them open. And just find yourself in this moment on the breath. Wherever you may have landed in your day, wherever you may have landed physically, just allow yourself to drop into awareness and allow the present moment to meet you in the space of this awareness. And as we gather on the breath, just take a moment to follow the simplicity of the in-breath and the out-breath. Just taking comfort from the fact that the breath will be our companion throughout the entirety of this practice and the entirety of our lives. So just get that sense of feeling accompanied by your breath, by yourself. Each time we come into practice, it's a little return home. And if there are thoughts circling around you today, just acknowledging their presence, but giving yourself permission just to leave your to-do list, your schedule, commitments, your worries to one side just for a moment, just so that we can really fully show up for this practice. So from the breath, we're just going to gather on the senses, noticing what we can hear and what we can see even with eyes closed. The eyes are seeing. What can they see? And if I'm not seeing with my eyes, but with my imagination, my visualization, what can I notice within? What images might be showing up? Can we feel the weight of the body pressing down into our seat? Perhaps our hands resting on our legs, the texture of clothing moving over our skin as we breathe. Just giving yourself a moment to enjoy these simple sensations that we often bypass. These are the sensations that tell you you're alive today. You have breath. There's more right with you than wrong with you. And so we show up. As we drop in, we start to show up. We start to remember ourselves, to assemble ourselves. And if you get the sense of breathing into more and more of the body, just enjoy that sensation. Or be curious about what that might feel like. And what would it be like to breathe into the whole of the body, an embodied breath? And what would it be like to call all aspects of yourself in to this moment, into this space, into this time? And what would it be like to breathe into that? And so this is where we begin our practice of interconnection with a embodied breath into self. Noticing ourselves here, present. This world of consciousness that exists within us. And in our visual of interconnection, we're going to start out as being a node, with connections going out from the center, the core of us, out to our dearest ones, our closest family members, our loved ones, even our pets, those beings that you perhaps reside with, or that take up a central role in your life. Just noticing how they are around you. There is a connection there. And what would it be like to breathe through your body, down those connections into that little community of care, of loved ones. Even if all of those relationships may not be easy, what would you like to include them in this breath? And what would it be like to add the frequency of love? So we offer a loving, embodied breath into our body, but into our connections, our family members, our loved ones. And the extent to which you're able to actually visualize this is perfect. We can just imagine it, we can feel it, we can sense it. In whatever way it makes sense for you, allow that circle now to spring new connections out into friendships, into all the people that you've met in this lifetime, of which there may be hundreds or thousands of people. Just notice how, as the connections go out, the feeling of connectivity, the potency of the connection increases. And perhaps we connect out further, the circle widening, more and more nodes, more and more connections, breathing out to include our hometown or our city. Perhaps including our colleagues. Our colleagues may be local, they may be international. Allowing this sense of interconnection, all the ways in which we're connected to other human beings and through them to hundreds of thousands, millions of other human beings. So we breathe into these connections, now into known connections and unknown connections. Watching those connections light up. Noting ourselves steady at the center of our practice, at the center of our life. Breathing a vibration of compassion and love, heartfulness into our practice, into these connections. Soon noticing that through the connections of those we don't know, we're soon connected to all beings. That our connections have moved out around this globe. And we're connected to all beings, all animals, all life. We're connected to the earth itself, and through the earth to the planets in our solar system. And through space into the galaxy, and through the galaxy into the universe. And as our mind expands with our heart effortlessly into these connections, we might sense a feeling of interbeing, of oneness. We might even notice feeling more of ourselves. If we are truly one, then as we connect with more and more life forms, we know more and more of ourselves. And so we include as much as the human mind can hold, noticing that our heart can hold even more than our mind. And so we spread that vibration of love and compassion into all unknown aspects of existence. And so we breathe. And so here we are in the center of our practice, holding steady. Noticing the frequency of what is present in the space now. And if it is truly part of your experience, then allowing the cells of your body to really integrate the knowing of this. Allow the mind to embrace the knowing of this. Allow the heart to remember the knowing of this. And perhaps setting just a gentle intention to take this knowing with you into your day, into your thinking, into your words, your relationships, your choices, your behaviors, your loving. And so, instead of coming back through grounding in the body, we're going to ground in the heart. The heart's capacity to hold this is unlimited. So we come back into the heart and notice how it is joyfully expanded in the witnessing of this practice. And knowing that we carry our hearts with us, and that at any moment we can bring our full heart online, simply by intending it to be so. So perhaps just ending with the hands over the heart, creating a physical anchor, knowing that we can come back to this space, come back to this frequency, remind ourselves of the truth of our own experience. And in your very own time, just allowing the eyes to open. Great, so I hope you enjoyed the practice as much as I did. Subscribe on YouTube for a weekly video. Thank you for joining me in practice. Bye.